What's up? It's good to see everybody except Raw, Dan, Zenki, 88, Mega Goat, Cloudy Music, uh, Mogito, welcome. Dokan Kun, what's up? What's up, it's Seiko. Holy shit. Did you see the curtain stuff? I discovered OBS's cringy as fuck transitions. Up Chubo, Jack, Jay. All right. So tonight, first of all, we're gonna play a game in which you can actually game over, unlike friggin' Chacan. So maybe I don't need to be up until like 4 in the morning to beat it. Hold on, cat. Okay, sorry about that. I had just fed her, so she wanted out of the house, as per usual. Okay, so tonight we're gonna look at a lot of pretty things. We're also gonna talk, as usual, about whatever is behind this game. And interestingly, behind this game is actually Sega, because this is a first-party game, but that's not what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about collateral stuff, as usual. First off, let's look at the various boxes for this game, and I should probably put some background music. What do you think? While we're at it, let's make it Landstalker music, since that is from the same composer of the game we are about to play, Jewel Master. So now we're playing Jewel Master, a game I was very much looking forward to. Not only because it's a first-party game, but because it's got soundtrack by this guy, Motoaki Takenouchi. Alright, gonna put it real low though. Just sort of background noise there. That will do. Jinkater, what's up? Telltale music? No. Alright, so let's take a look here. What we got? We got this beautiful, beautiful artwork, which we'll have to look more attentively afterwards. And then we got... Actually, I have 2 copies of this game, for a mistake on my end. I'm gonna bust out one afterwards while we're looking at the manual. But I'm still gonna show the manual on screen. Alright, here we go. So this is the Japanese cover art. I like that in the title sheet. Well, you can see this title sheet is sun faded. You see the D on the MD Mega Drive logo is not bright green as it should be, but I like that in the logo they put Jewel Master exactly like it is in the intro of the game screen. Or maybe I don't, and it's lazy because I don't really like that font. I couldn't tell you, but it is interesting to note. That's the Japanese cover art. Then different cover art is used for the European and American versions, of course, which is obviously worse, but it's I don't know. It's there. They like to change it up, even though I don't know if they have any reason to do so here. It's not like it's anime or very cartoonish or Japanese that you have to change it. So I start to wonder whether they had some rule or constraint that had them change shit or not. Look too good, yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about the manual for sure, Alright, so before we move on, let us delve into the cringe here and take a look at what it says. Alright, the kingdom of Mythgard is about to be obliterated by Jardine, Demon King. Jardine the Demon King. Okay, that's a good name. Use the magic of special rings to destroy Jardine and his strange creatures, but hurry, there's little time. And for our Italian friends, il regno di Midgard sta per essere cancellato da Giardine, il re demone. Usate gli anelli magici speciali per distruggere Giardine e le sue strane creature. Ma fate in fretta, c'è poco tempo, Dio cane. Alright. Fucking love this song, by the way. Alright, see if the American shitty box has even more cringe material. Evil stalks the kingdom. An army of demons terrorizes the land. Bone-hurling skeletons wait to torture your mere flesh and blood. Mythgard's only salvation rests in the hands of the Jewel Master. Tame the power of the jewels. Capture the rings of earth, wind, fire, and water. Each ring holds an elemental magic. Combine the rings to attain many mystical weapons, but choose carefully. Only certain combinations can protect you. Does that mean some shit is useful, is useless, or even harmful? We'll see. Confront the Dark Legion. Battle an onrush of sandworms, mothbats, and subterranean ogres. Face the fiery heat of the Red Phoenix. Fight ghouls, dragons, and giant scorpions. Force them to taste the fire of the jewels. Taste my jewels. Alright, we're gonna trash that immediately. Gonna go back to this one. Yeah, it was probably a licensing thing, right? Yeah, this one credits both the cover artist and the other artist, but that is gonna be one of our subjects to speak about tonight, so gonna wait on that. So, Jewel Master is a video game developed by Sega for the Mega Drive and released in Japan on August the 30th, 1991. And in the States 1 day prior, which I find interesting. So it kind of explains how the game actually has both versions just have English text. That's what I'm getting at. I'm pretty sure there's no region differences at all. He apparently retailed at 6,000 yen in Japan, which is not a high price at all. Sega was very careful with the pricing, especially early on. Kinda confirms their approach that is evident to me after reading interviews of like the Phantasy Star early releases. They always mention being very wary of the pricing of the games and stuff like that. The game would reach Europe on December of the same year. Now, Jewel Master was actually being developed for the computer that is the Sharp X68000 at first, under a different title. Then, under a convoluted series of events that I'm not aware of, it ended up being released on the Mega Drive. And I only know that because of an interview to Motoaki Takenouchi, which is the composer, so that's pretty interesting. Now, we already mentioned this is a Sega developed title, so I figured it would be a good refresher to take a nice and quick overview of what were the first party titles up to the point where Jewel Master got released, which is kinda in between of the whole Mega Drive life cycle, because if this game released at December of 1991, it's early, not that early, not really. I mean, it's early, but yeah, early mid life cycle, I suppose. I mean, the Mega Drive released in 29th October 88, but there's only 488 games. 89 is still rough and early territory, so is 90 and 91. 92 and 93 shit starts to shine really bright. And then 94, 95 is just kind of late. Stuff's really high quality but gets pulled or rushed because new consoles are coming out. What's up, Bobby? Yeah, okay, yeah, well, that makes sense. Alright, so this is gonna be a rough list. And it's sorted merely by the year of the release date. And I omitted games by acquired studios such as Sega Interactive, or I omitted the 1990 Ghostbusters game that also had Compile employees working on it. But basically we're just gonna mention it and look at the box. It's gonna take like 1 second. So yeah, again, they're only ordered by the year. They're not actually ordered accurately or chronologically at all. So first, the four 1980 games, right? They were all developed by Sega. So the four launch titles, so to speak, were Space Harrier 2, Alter Beast, or Jiwoki in Japan. Space Harrier 2, these are both arcade ports, pretty much. Even though they have something original going on with them, and Space Harrier 2 is not meant to be a direct port. That's why it's called 2. You have Super Thunder Blade, another arcade port. And Osomatsu-kun, which you could say is the first original game for the Mega Drive, because this is no port or version of anything else. So these were all 1988 games developed by Sega. Also, this list is not guaranteed to be accurate at all. Then you have Super Hang-On. You have Vermilion, or Sword of Vermilion. Interesting to note here, the cover artist is the same as Jewel Master, but we'll get there. We'll get there. The Hammerite, what's up? Then you have Forgotten... Oh, shoutouts to Hiroshi Kawaguchi, Sega legendary composer on Vermilion. Then you have Forgotten Words, which is one of the many really good and early Capcom arcade games that Sega reprogrammed on the Mega Drive. So this is actually a Capcom game originally, but the Mega Drive version is a Sega game, basically. The same goes for Ghouls and Ghosts, or Daima Kamura, you know? This the same thing applies. This is a really good port. It's developed by Sega, but it's originally an arcade game by Capcom. And you have the first Golden Axe game, another arcade port. This time the original game is also by Sega. And we are, by the way, of course, here in 1989 territory. Then you have Alex Kidd and the Enchanted Castle. Forgot the Japanese name, but it's that one. Then you had Rambo 3. This is one of the games I had as a kid. Yeah. Actually, so far, I only used to have this one and Sword of Vermilion as a kid, of those mentioned. Well, I probably played some of the other ones like Altered Beast here and there. You have Super Shinobi, also known as The Revenge of the Shinobi, or Revenge of the Shinobi. Music by Yuzo Koshiro. Then what we got here, we got Super Masters. That is actually Arnold Palmer Tournament Golf. I believe the music to this game was composed by Tokuhiko Wabu, also known as Bo. Responsible for a lot of old late 80s Sega classics, both on arcade and on console, if you count, well, Master System too. I mean, the first half of the Phantasy Star series was music was made by him. So yeah, again, these are all games developed by Sega. Then, still 1989, you have Hokuto no Ken, Feast of the North Star, Kenshiro, localized as The Last Battle, removing all Hokuto no Ken stuff because licensing, probably. Oh, VG, what's up? Oh, shit, you're right, actually. Are you? Oh, it is the wrong cover. Welp, yeah. Shit happens. Sega Retro was down the whole day. I had issues. But yeah, you know the game. Everybody knows that game, so it's okay. Then you have Mystic Defender. I really like this game. It's really I think it's Jewel Master is gonna be very similar to this. This is from an anime. The same guy who they hired. This is from an anime slash manga by this author called Makoto Gino. Now they hired Makoto Gino later on to do King Colossus. They hired him for the characters and story design. Yeah, I didn't want to show us Sonny Chiba. Would have been bad. And then this game which has 3 different titles. In Europe was called as World Cup Italia 90. In America, World Cup Championship, I believe. And this is the original Japanese version, World Cup Soccer. Then of course you have my favorite game, Phantasy Star 2. And now we're actually in 1990. Then Super League. And this is another cover done by the same artist as the cover in Jewel Master box art. Phantasy Star 3, Generations of Doom. We had Super Real Basketball. I think this was localized as Pat Riley Basketball. Yeah. Whereas Super League, this one was localized as Tommy Lasorda Baseball. Of course, I don't know those people, but it works. Afterburner 2, of course. Super Monaco GP. Sorcerian. Now, of course, Afterburner is a port of their own arcade game, whereas Sorcerian is a port of a Falcom PC classic dungeon side-scrolling action RPG. Then Castle of Illusion. Columns, another arcade port. Cyberball, this one is interesting. Game reprogrammed by Sega. This is an Atari game. An Atari / Tengen game. Super Real Basketball. Alright, moving on, we have Darwin 4081. This is also a an arcade port, I believe. This is a Data East arcade game. And continuing the streak of good arcade ports is Strider, Capcom arcade game reprogrammed by Sega before Capcom was allowed to make games on the Mega Drive because he had a restrictive deal with Nintendo, of course. Shadow Dancer, this time I nailed down the right cover, guys. Eastwood, part of their own arcade game, same as Shadow Dancer, really. And you have Moonwalker. There is an arcade version, but the games are different, so this is not actually a port. And then Alien Storm, and with this we enter into the 1991, and this cover is, I want to say it's out of control, but you can only really appreciate it if you keep your box open, right? It's pretty good though. Braxton Rules. No, Eastwood is Eastwood's totally different, and so is Shadow Dancer, you're right. But Moonwalker is radically different, like even the perspective is different. The arcade game is isometric, 3-player shit. In a good way shit. Whereas the Mega Drive game is totally different. At least Eastwood shares the same view and perspective, and so does Shadow Dancer. At a glance, you couldn't say. I know, but you couldn't say. Whereas at a glance, Moonwalker is obvious that's a totally different game. Right, Quackshot, which English name is Quackshot, but in Japan it's like called We Love Donald Duck, which is pretty hilarious. Then we have the first Bare Knuckles Streets of Rage game. And after that, they let Ancient develop the series. The company of Yuzo Koshiro, of course. Then we have another Capcom port handled by Sega, Mercs Senja no Okami 2. Now the console version adds a unique original mode, but I would have to see how good that is actually. Tondagosa, what's up? Alright. There's other ones. I didn't bother putting them up because Sega Retro was farting on me, but You have still in 1991, you have Sonic the Hedgehog, you have Ninja Burai Densetsu, you had Golden Axe 2, you had Bahamut Senki. Some of these covers we're actually gonna have to look at later. You had Renta Hero. The game was super popular in Japan, but never really got to the West. You had Bonanza Bros, Fatal Labyrinth, Flicky, and that's it. So after this fast overview of the games that Sega developed themselves on their own console up to the point where they released the game we're about to play soon, which is Jewel Master. Let's talk about this. Right, so this is the artwork, the box art. Now this is one of those really juicy instances where the artist actually is credited on the box itself, or where you can easily find who was it that did the artwork, so that leads you to doing more research and looking at the other stuff that they did, which obviously is what we did, right? So I declare visual shock territory right now. The artist's name is Hiroaki Shioya. Alright, now this artist was employed by Sega for some of their cover arts, such as Super League or Tommy Lasorda Baseball. Look at that twist on the sand. Of course, there's a back to the cover art as well, so we're gonna look at that too. Some OBS special effects here. Oh, look at the guy's bat. It's kind of transparent. Doesn't reflect the sun though. I'm just kind of admiring this right now. That's what we're gonna do. It's baseball, dudes. Alright, another cover art hit for the Mega Drive is Bahamut Senki. A really cool exclusive game to the Mega Drive. Look at the little guy riding a dragon. This is sort of like a strategy game that I never played, but it's gonna be awesome. I think I have this game as of now. I'm not sure. Get a little detail on the dragon's breath that just merges with the sky. Seems to be a trait of this artist. Like, he likes to do that. Cover illustration by Hiroaki Shioya. I do not think so, Jinkineator. I do not think so. Right, moving on. He also did, as we mentioned, Vermilion, released in the West as Sword of Vermilion. And as far as I'm aware, other than these that we've seen, the only other Mega Drive cover art he has worked on would be Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Sangokushi Retsuden, right? Wow, I thought OBS would start from the top of the image, but nope. Maybe there's an option for that. Nah, there is not. Just look at these very Chinese guys, how cool they are. Oh, 1-4 players? Or what? This? Yeah, you can play this with 4 guys. That is for sure. Okay, he has also worked on 3 Zork cover arts. Well, I think these are actually Sangokushi Retsuden. I think these are actually novel adaptations. Yeah, adventure novels from the Zork video game. Right? Alright, I got a bigger version of the first one, so let's have a quick look at it. Yeah, Bahamut Senki is a little bit of a strategy game. Another thing I could find about this artist is he actually did 2 posters for LucasArts, but not in regards to video games, more about Star Wars. So yeah, he made these. And interestingly, I found an artwork for a CD of a metal band called Pitcher. This is an album compilation in 1984 called Heavy Metal Ears. Okay. That's all I could find video game related more or less about him, but he happens to have a very good website, like a very, very good website. Green Gene, what's up? We are actually going to be looking at it. OBS is not complying, but we'll make this work. Okay, OBS is now complying. Green Gene, thanks for the host. Yeah, a bit on a roll. Alright. Let's have a quick look at this good websites. Ready to find a good website with this much content in it. So let's have a quick look. And if we like something, we'll click on it and look at it. This picture of Daddy on the computer, looking at a rainbow little shit. There's a cat, there's a fake Disney dog. The cat is not happy about the Disney dog. Yeah, they're fishing here. I wanna click this one. That is one big cat. Enjoy wood stove life fireside company. Okay, so this is also commercial work made for this wood stove company. Okay, makes sense. This is very kind of like you know, Western style, of course. Like, you wouldn't tell this guy's Japanese by these illustrations, right? Especially not from this one, which is about Bible stories. What the fuck? Tom, what's up? Thank you for the host. Christopher Lloyd. Picnic. I like the dog. He really likes to draw animals. Oh, there we go. Baseball. Little League. The guy is powering up. How do you say that? Bodybuilding, flexing, cooking papa. Look at that face. She's like, yeah, you fucked up. Room makeover. Dude, looks like me. I don't want to be here. Oh, what's this? The cinema. The cinema. This is pretty strong. Is there a high resolution? Can you... you cannot enlarge? Open in new... Not by much. Well, you can do this. This is pretty strong. This could be a video game cover art called The Cinema, literally. Cedar Garage. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted to say. American 50s. I was gonna say his style is very reminiscent of America 60s stuff. This explains it. Maybe he uses it as a reference a lot. Alright. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Domino Pizza. Domino Pizza. Yeah, Domino Pizza. There's Domino Pizza. These are the two posters I was showing earlier. Okay. For the Japanese television. Yeah, Flick Pluto was something. I googled his name. It was as easy as that. His name is his website, shioyahiroyagi.com. Actually, you can have a link if you like. Alright, let's see. Page 2 of the gallery. Seems to be a lot of cars in this. Seaside Blue looks like my shit though. But you know what looks like even more my shit? Oh dude, baseball, basketball guy and a Vespa. This looks very much like my shit. Mother Kitchen. Yeah, that's exactly how I like to leave my stuff. Mother Kitchen. Everything is out in the open. Oh, this looks good. Oh, there's flippers. Are they real machines? Probably, but they're sold in electromechanical. I don't know them. Born to be Wild. Gambling man. Gambling man. I gotta open that one. Alright. Yeah, let's go a bit faster. We have more stuff to look at. This is like the Japanese page. Very good looking. His animal drawing is really good, I think. These are probably little, like he was probably commissioned to make these. I've seen some of this stuff. It's probably what you are handed for free at like events in big places. They have some text on the inside, like little pamphlets. Galileo's, yeah. Or these are maybe issues of some magazine called Galileo. Sick. That could be a good cover art. This could be a cover art to some anime movie. And I top it off with these little kids, and what the fuck is this? This is good stuff. I don't know what this is, but it's probably... Okay, Gen Sekigahara. Is this a movie? Yoshimoto Kenji. This is probably movies. Senjan Densetsu. Yeah, probably movie covers. Yoshimoto Kenji. Shaka no Jin. That's Date Masamune. That's some black and white stuff. Look at the little kids dive to catch a... Know what the hell that is. Alright. Okay. So, having a look at that, we're actually not done with the artists. Top King Fossil. Because there is another artist credited for the game's package, not the game. So one dude just did that cover art that we've seen. So Hiroaki did this, right? The cover art. But another artist called Jun Sato is credited for the monster and story illustrations. So I would assume is like the stuff that is like the monsters that are in the back of the cover. Meantime, I'm looking at where is my copy of Jewel Masters so I can bust it out soon. Okay, so these other artists, other works in the video gaming industry include, but are probably not limited to, Shadow Dancer. What's up, Carl? Hello, King Fossil. Get a little dog. The Secret of Shinobi. And Golden Axe 2. Yeah, just stare. Everybody stare at the knee of the dude. He also took care of the Game Gear cover art of Ninja Gaiden. Whoa, that didn't work. Welp. Redo. There you go. Ninja Gaiden cover art. Oh, I added these twice. I see why. This would have worked. Okay. And this is probably interesting because he did the Game Gear Axe Battler, right? This is funny because this kind of goes away from the style of Golden Axe, which is supposed to be Western Conan barbarian style, right? Whereas this cover art as a style of an Eastern warrior, Chinese warrior, you know? Axe Battler, a legend of Golden Axe. Whereas for the Western release of this game, they would get a more proper Conan the Barbarian look for the hero. Good question, King Fossil. That icon is probably action game. No, yeah, action game. There you go. Yeah, you had different. Like the adventure game is like a magnifying glass. And that's the only one I can remember, probably. But yeah, they had that. Now, Jun Sato also did some illustrations for the X68000 version of Is. And he did some illustrations for... Where do I have it? Here, this. For the TV series Choriki Sentai Oranger. Before Power Rangers, there was Super Sentai Oranger. Choriki Sentai Oranger, the complete series. He also did some illustrations for the magazine Logout about Shin Wizardry RPG from March to December 1993, which seems to be a lot. Alright. I could find a website for this guy as well, but it's very old, bare bones, from like 2000, and has 4 pictures in it. Take a quick look. This is his website. It's got some more artworks. This one is cool. Oh, it's like a dinosaur that cannot fly, and he's looking at the one that can fly up here. I just realized that. Tankun, what's up? Alright. There's this one. The apple. The Sin Apple or something. This other one. Oh, it's a Dargon. Old style dragon. 1988. So this is old stuff. Okay. Last but not least, this one with a wolf? Dog? I don't know. Dog in space. Dog cloud in space. That's it. You cannot click anything here. If you click where on close, there's like close, it just fucking closes the whole window, the whole page. A pretty good website. Not. Year of the Dragon. Okay. I had no idea. Alright. Hope you liked all the art. I sure did. So that is our visual shock. Let us move on to the sound shock. Although we'll take a look at the manual afterwards, and we're actually gonna get more visual shock with that artist that was responsible of the artworks inside the manual. Okay, so the composer for this game, and this is always my favorite part, is none other than Motoaki Takenouchi. Guy with a very weird name. There we go. Now these are pictures from when he still had hair. Wait, I didn't mean to bring that up, but to bring this up. Ah, cool guy, look at that. Cool guy. Okay, so he is a Japanese composer mostly recognized for his video game soundtracks during the 90s. He's mostly associated with Shining Force, and here are his works in that series. Got Shining Force, Gaiden for the Game Gear. So the spin-off. 25th of December 1992. Then another Game Gear Shining Force. Shining Force, The Sword of Haja. 25th of June 1993. Then of course, we already knew that one of his only 3 Mega Drive soundtracks, Shining Force 2. 1st October 1993. And then finally for the series, Shining Force CD on the Mega CD, 22nd of July 1994. So Jewel Master actually happens to be Motoaki Takenouchi's first video game score. This is the first game he scored. As such, obviously he couldn't have experience with building a sound driver for the Mega Drive or a tracker or any kind of software. So, as it's often the case, we have to credit more people on the audio front than just the composer. In this case, the driver used is the one referred to as the Dogen Shibuya, or Cube's driver. Cube is the company. Now, this is funny because Dogen Shibuya is actually a yakiniku restaurant in Shibuya, the most known Tokyo area along with Shinjuku. Now, we already mentioned this. Where's this guy's face again? We already mentioned this during Ranger X, where the composer only ever worked on 2 games. But basically, the figures to credit here are this Dogen Shibuya guy and Noriyuki Iwadare, who is mostly responsible of the sound engineering as far as Mega Drive soundtracks go. But he also scored stuff such as Genog. But yeah, his sound driver is very much used, especially when there's these situations, I find. Like when they did Ragna Senti, Crusader of Senti, Soleil, the composer for that game, which is a really good composer, still active. That is the only video game that guy ever did. He only made that game, and this guy here took care of that situation. So the soundtrack is actually my favorite ever, thanks to that. Also, it says Wagger. Look at this fucking guy, right? So they are figures from the Cube company of this guy. This guy is the sound. He still goes around. You can often find on Twitter, there will be pictures of this guy and Yuzo Koshiro and Otokazu Shinoda was the guy, composer, who made Ragna Senti, and a bunch of other musicians going around and doing concerts. So this Dogen Shibuya mysterious guy, we don't have a face or a name, of course, which we know that from the Ranger X credits, he knows how to work on the Z80 side, the Z-Log Z80 of things. The Z80 is a microprocessor in the Mega Drive, the one that like controls the sound. Like there's a Motorola 68000, that's a processor, okay? But there's like a microprocessor just used for the sound. Okay, so going one step back, the Mega Drive basically has 2 processor and 2 sound chips. One of these sound chips is the Yamaha YM2612, the FM Synth one. And the other one is basically the same that you can find inside a Master System or a Game Gear. And it's the Texas Instruments SN76489A blah blah blah. And that's a PSG, so it's a programmable sound generator. So that basically means that guy did all the coding, I guess? I don't know, how would you guys interpret that? He got listed in the credits as parenthesis Z80 side, and that's the processor that regulates the sound, so you gotta assume he did the big work as far as creating what is probably the best sound driver on the console is. Anyways, enough of the boring shit. Back to the guy, as we only get to talk about him for 3 Mega Drive games. Jewel Master, Landstalker, and Shining Force 2. I don't actually know which came first, if Shining Force 2 or Landstalker. Is that... Dude, okay, so... See that today is the day where Monster Hunter World releasing on Steam. So here we have Jack here, who's making a character in his Monster Hunter. Oh man. Alright, just close that shit and watch this shit. It's much better. Yeah, I got a picture with a Korg in it. So we mentioned the Shining Force series and Jewel Master, but what does a comprehensive list of his video game scores look like? Well, here it is, taken straight from the Video Game Music Preservation Foundation wiki, which is here. I see you had Jewel Master for the Mega Drive, 91. In 92 you have a bunch of games. Double Moon Densetsu on the Famicom. Oh, right after you have Landstalker, there you go. You get Evo, Search for Raiden on the Super Nintendo, but I know he only did arrangements on that. Through Sugiyama's, we'll see. Shining Force Gaiden, Air Combat 2 Special for the FM Towns, the computer, Japanese computer by Victor. Aguri Suzuki F1 Super Driving on the Game Boy, that's interesting, I would like to listen to that. Shining Force The Sword of Haja for the Game Gear, Shining Force 2 on the Mega Drive, Shining Force CD on the Mega CD. Road Prosecutor on the Mega LD, what the fuck is that? What is a Mega LD? Somebody. Gamera Gyosu Gekimetsu Sakusen for the Super Famicom. Gran Historia Genshi Sekaki, Super Famicom. Shining Force Gaiden, Final Conflict. This is up to 1995. Shining Wisdom on the Saturn, which I know from the interview he was pretty pissed about. One of the reasons why he left the industry. Gun Griffin on the Saturn and SD Gundam over Galaxian on the PS1. Then he actually quit the video gaming industry because he wanted to enter the music industry. You know? But that's for another time. I'm gonna have links for you guys if you like to. Oh, LD as in Laserdisc. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm bad with acronyms. What's up, Burdette? We're taking a look at stuff before we play the game. Basically, you could say that. It's an IRL stream from 25 years ago. Okay, so Almost done anyways. This guy, and I should go back to the pictures where he actually still had hair, such as this, or this one. He studied music composition at the Tokyo National University of Fine Arts and Music, being classmates with fellow composer Hayato Matsuo. And I start to understand why they got along well together. Getting lost. Where am I? Okay, so back to the other bald guy. This guy actually did anime music later on, but also video games like Front Mission 3, Final Fantasy 12, and the Shenmue series. Now, the two of them would, upon graduation, both work under Koichi Sugiyama, which is famous for being the composer to the Dragon Quest series. And they would both work arranging his pieces for the 1991 anime Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai, which, by the way, I grew up with. See if I can, yeah. Dude, fucking Italian manga. The Dragon Quest manga, dude. Before I even knew what Dragon Quest was, I was reading this shit. Look at that. And this was stupid because at the end of each volume, it had like sheets with character stats. We kind of ridiculous and cringy, but we enjoyed it. Me and my brothers. We enjoyed the cringe. One of the latest numbers volumes, so it has actually pretty decent drawings. It's interesting to see how like pieces of your childhood actually get back together. Anyways, very old this thing. So I see it 20 years old. So those two guys worked to arrange the anime score by that guy of this. Anyways, in that same year, which was 1991, both of them would start working as video game composers, right? So our man Takenouchi here with Jewel Master, thanks to and through Sugiyama, and the other guy, dude, it's a different person. I swear it's a different person. Hayato Matsuo with Master of Monsters, which might be in the future our last chance to mention him, because Master of Monsters, I believe originally an MSX and 68000 or PC88 game, I don't know. Got a Mega Drive port, and this guy only ever worked on that game that is Mega Drive related as far as music goes. So kiss goodbye to this bald dad, because we might never see him again. Unless I actually get to play Master of Monsters before I die. So Takenouchi is probably most respect for his symphonic compositions. But what I like best are actually his prog and fusion jazz references, of which this soundtrack we're listening to right now is very full of. It's music from Len Stalker. He admittedly is strongly influenced by prog rock bands he cited, such as King Crimson, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, the Yes, and even Frank Zappa. Now, this ties in perfectly because if you look at the track names from Jewel Master, the references are obvious. Decade of Delirium, To Be Over, and Close to the Edge are names of Yes songs, and they're names of the soundtrack tracks from Jewel Master. It's pretty stupid. Like, it's stupid as in a good way. Talk to the Wind is a King Crimson song. Vital Sign is a Rush song. Time to Kill is a song from the band UK, which I actually didn't know. And, well, Firebird could be a reference to Igor Stravinsky's Firebird suite, which doesn't follow the prog rock thread here, but is in line with the composer's influences. I actually there is one of these references I found myself in the Langstalker song. There is a bit that is completely taken from an Emerson, Lake and Palmer song. Actually, I'm gonna play it for you because I remember exactly where it is. This one is completely taken from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I think it's Darkest. I was trying to figure it out with Echo, which bit it was. But yeah, a lot of prog rock inspirations for this guy, like a lot. It's really cool to see him. It was that girl that scored music for Treasure, Akihata, in Light Crusader. It copies a Genesis song. Yeah, this bit here. This bit is completely taken. I don't want to say ripped off, because I find this very cool, but it is completely taken. When I say Genesis, I meant the Genesis band, not the console. The main menu and the inventory screen in Light Crusader is basically a rip-off of a Genesis song called Silent Fog something from the album Lamb Lies Down in Broadway. Alright, so there's a lot of really high quality interviews with this guy out there, particularly this very big one I'm about to link you. So I warmly recommend reading it if this is stuff that interests you, because I'm not going to read it on stream. It contains a lot of very informative insights. I will, however, now try to summarize some relevant elements from it, such as how he regrets not being able to check the music playback on the Mega Drive itself during the development of Dual Master, which is something people would take for granted, but in the earlier days of Mega Drive development, as far as audio goes, it wasn't actually that easy to do. Like, you couldn't know what you were programming as far as the music go. You couldn't know how would it actually sound on the Mega Drive. Just like that, you had to do weird shit, right? And he says in that interview that he regrets not being able to do that for Dual Master, but later on with Landstalker, it was more organized and he could actually do that. A good channel on YouTube you could watch for this kind of stuff, by the way, is GST Daisuke. Like translates to I very like GST, which is game soundtrack. And especially the video about the GEMS tool the most American developers work with to score music on the Mega Drive. Once Mark Miller built it, we just seen this talking about Chican, remember? Now with the GEMS, by the way, one of the best things that introduced it, quality of life improvement, is that you could immediately hear how it would have sounded like on the Mega Drive. Like, the way it would ultimately get out of the Mega Drive, you would actually be able to hear it immediately. As far as development goes, GEMS is actually a really good tool. Custom pitch bending on the fly, stuff like that. People shit on it because American composers generally shit with TYM sound chip. But it's otherwise a really good tool. You can do good stuff with it. Like Tommy Tallarico did good stuff with it. Anyway, it got better for him, he said, with Landstalker, but we said that. Landstalker, which we've played already, ties in pretty well with Shining Force 2, which we haven't played yet, actually. So I'll save the loads and loads of more talks to do about this very good composer for when that time comes. And I suppose it's time to check on the manual. Now, if I could find it... Hold on, give me 1 second. had this sitting around. Hey, here we go. Beautiful copy of Jewel Master. Just gonna take this off. Alright. I'm actually gonna bring it up on screen while I myself I'm gonna enjoy the actual thing in your face. I have to head over to segaretro.com. Why does OBS do that? Like, can you just not bring up the right window? Okay, you gotta close the other one. Now Sega Retro has been farting dicks all day, so it doesn't respond. If it doesn't wake up, we'll have to just do this with the webcam. Okay, here we go. Nice. Ah, this old plastic smell. Almost that's a stench. Okay, manual, here we go. So we've said that the cover art credits Hiroaki Shoya. It's written here, kind of. Whereas for the story and monster illustration, it's credited to Jun Sato, which is what we're about to see basically. And also these illustrations that we've taken a look at already. Fortunately, not gonna use the EverDrive tonight. Alright. Damn. The smell. Okay. Should be good enough. Alright, this is gonna be good because it's a Sega developed game. I expect big things here. I've beaten Chakan and then the next day I beaten Chakan on the Game Gear. What's up, SDS? I had beaten Chakan a number of times already. Like, I already knew the game, basically. It's not that bad. Stream VOD muted? What happened? Yeah, Dragon Quest anime. It's called Dai. Like, the main character is called Dai. Oh, that's what that is. The Mega LD. Okay. Okay. I've seen pictures. I had completely removed it. Of course. Hey, Seance QL. Sorry if I butchered your name. Welcome. Gonna take a look at the manual and then we're gonna start the game in a few. Alright. I actually have the thing here. Fuck you guys. You guys get the scan. I get the real thing. So this is what this looks like, right? You can say hey. I don't have a problem with it. Oh, and instead of bothering to translate this, which is probably just what is written in the synopsis in Wikipedia or Sega Retro, I could take a look at the American manual, if that is a thing. Because this has a story section, as you can see. Oh, okay, this looks nice. You cannot see it properly because it's split in 2 pages, right? But there is this artwork. And this is what it looks like. It's pretty nice. The rays of energy from his rings going on both pages. Okay, this is pretty good actually. Right, controls, don't give a fuck about. Screenshots, don't care. More screenshots, don't care. Okay, these are the levels, level 1, 2, and 3. We'll figure it out. Items. Oh, there you go. Item illustrations. Me likey. There's a potion and a fruit. Alright. These old scans always add like diagonal lines for some reason. It looks pretty okay. You can see that, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, it's gonna be black and white and boring, of course. That's how it goes. Not mocking, really, Raggeden. Just really enjoying. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't connect, and then I didn't connect again once you explained why I didn't connect with. But yeah, okay. Thanks for explaining. Okay, stage spoilers, I suppose. Is there gonna be an ice stage? I see an ice cave. Oh, there is an ice cave. Look at that. Yokai. Oh, stage 3 is fucking snow and ice. Yes. How many stages are there? Stage 1 forest, stage 2 is a shitty desert, and then stage 3 is the best stage. Cool. Cathedral seems to be maybe 5 or 6 stages. Okay. Oh, there you go. I actually remember these. I remember looking at these in the past. So these are the artworks made by Jun Sato, which we've seen is responsible for this stuff. Let me bring the bold out. This stuff, this stuff, this stuff, this stuff, that stuff. Yeah. Let's keep looking. The best part here. What's up, Sharpie? Yeah, this is the best part, Sharpie. Sega's quality on the manual, the packaging of the game. Oh my god, never carried over outside of Japan, unfortunately. But sometimes the manual is better than the fucking game itself. Not in this case. I think this game is gonna be good, but like altered based this manual. Godlike. My god. Yeah, because I dig it like figuratively. I don't know if you mean dig up or dig like is like I dig it, I like it. But in case you only meant one of those meanings, and I have to tell you, the other one is also true. Kobold and troll. Oh, that's right. There's a little kobold and a troll. Okay. And this scan is pretty good scan. Look at that. Fuck is that fish? Look at that fish. Bowling fish. What? Bowling fish. Dude, it's a bowling fish. Why is it called like that? Alright. Zafresha. What? Okay, it's a flower. And a moth with burnt wings. Ashido moth. Moo with 100 bits. Thank you very much for that. Fish. Appreciate it, dude. All right. We got more. We got more. Let me scroll down. I gotta manage this. Sandworm. Nothing out of the ordinary. But then we got something really cool here. Crystal Face. This one's gonna be in stage 3, the ice stage, right? Diving bat. Diving bat? What the fuck? It's a bat without wings. Is it? Like it's a bat mole. Diving bat. And then rock face. Okay. Okay, what we got? We got Skull Knight. Pretty badass. Oh, look at the shoes. The Jester shoes. And Shimobi no Hako. The box of Shimobi. I know what that is. But there's this little box here with fire on it. Dude, this tiger is buff. What the fuck is wrong with this tiger? Spear Tiger. Okay. Sick. Catching up with chat. I don't know, Zenki, but in this game at least I cannot game over. Oh, by the way, Sharpie, I played through the Game Gear version of Cheikan. Did you play through the Mega Drive version of Cheikan? The Game Gear version is very interesting. I played it because I knew it was different. And it's very different. It was very interesting. Reading through chat here. Hold on. Thank you, Science. Thank you, I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, the manual has spoilers, I know, right? But it's so cool, you have to look at it. I'm gonna master my jewels so good. Do the back of the American box say something like, make them taste the fire of your jewels. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna make them taste my jewels. Thank you, Green Jean. Yeah, I mean, let's go back to the kobold and troll together. They're a couple. Like Master and Blasters. But that fucking fish face, that is like, yeah, that has to be screen capped and sent around the globe. Not Game Fish. Yes, I mentioned this. I did. I found out it started off as a X68000 game, so much so that I have a picture ready, through an interview to the composer Motoaki Takenouchi. And I only know that, plus it was gonna be under a different name, but I don't know anything else about that. So if you know anything else, feel free, please, to share the knowledge. Also, this 68,000 setup is like too good. Not very representative. It's got like everything and then some more. Yeah, the Game Gear version of Cheikan is totally different stages, a bit different spells, and you find elemental swords hidden throughout the plays. It plays a little bit different and it's easier, but it's a lot different and very interesting. Alright, let's move on. Oh, look at that. Scarabon? Scarab. Okay, like Scarab and Bone. Scarabone. I get it. Nice. Dude, this fucking enemy here is so ominous. Yeti. Just a Yeti. This is gonna be in stage 3. But it's a Yeti with bird feet. And it's all like, it's fucking great, dude. And gargoyle. Look at the gargoyle face. It looks scared. The wing is cut because it's in the other page. See, good design. The wing of the gargoyle actually goes into the other page. It's not skull bone, it's scarab bone, right? Because it's got a horn like a scarab. Oh no, I messed up. You're right. It's a skull bone. Or is it? Because... oh yeah, Skaru is skull. Oh, let me dream, dude. Let me dream. A gargoyle. We got a freaking phoenix. Firebird. Okay, so the Firebird is also an enemy, not just a track name. Maybe the reference to Igor Stravinsky's Firebird Suite was a little too much. Gegirages. Oh, dude, look at that. What is it coming out of? Must always have a giant dick enemy if you're a Japanese Mega Drive game. There must be at least one giant dick enemy. If your game is not that good, you have to have at least a sperm enemy. Yeah, Jay, you're right. Oh, you mean this Jewel Master Science? Yeah, it's a bit of an early game, a bit. What's up, OBG? Alright. Mara? Who's Mara? Alright, Dick enemy. Good stuff. Oh, it's a mimic, dude. Comes out of treasure. No? No, that's not treasure. Where is it? Oh no. Comes out of stuff. King Turtle! And it's got a hole in its shell. Holy shit. Oh, and there's a... Oh, okay, spoilers. For you. Oh, he's standing on top of the ice mountains. So the King Turtle is gonna be like the boss of stage 3, the ice thing, right? Probably. Alright, get ready for... For the Blader Dragon. Yeah, again, his stuff goes on the other page. Wing and tail. And I was hiding that because in the final page there's a Dark Lord. Jurdin. Jurdin is his name. That's it. Instructions to handle your cartridge as usual. Sonic did not came out yet, so I had these random heroes instead. Helpline. All right, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Just very nice. Let's plug it in. So while I move my chair and stuff, you guys can enjoy the intro. The cartridge artwork is, of course, exactly the same. All right, let's try this cringe curtains transition again. That did not work. What happened? I didn't click on that shit. I didn't click anything. Oh, maybe it's the pedal. I don't know.